I'm going to say something kind of obvious. When we improve, our baseline shifts higher. When we make improvements to something in our life, our baseline expectation of ourselves also improves. When you get that promotion, you're at a higher level. When you make that next team, you're at a higher level. Now, I want you to remember this because we are so quick to disregard our progress in looking towards the next thing. Now, here's the thing. I want you looking towards the next thing, but I want you doing it in a way where you also stay so proud of yourself for what you've accomplished. Now, I was talking to one of my clients yesterday. She is a superstar soccer player, and we've been working together for a few years, and her vision goal for the past several years was to play Division I soccer. So she'd worked towards that, she'd established a really strong process, and she was consistent at executing that process, and she was recruited and is playing Division I soccer. She starts this fall. Now, we were talking yesterday, and she was telling me that she was starting to feel a little bit stressed and worried about, well, what if I don't start? What if I'm not a starter on the team immediately? Now, while I want her to be a starter, I want her to have that goal and to push herself towards the next thing, I really made a stop to remind her of, hey, look what your goal was just a few years ago. I had to kind of scroll back through my notes to where we had that goal written down. It was one of the first times we talked, and she said, this is my goal, to be a D1 soccer player. Look where you are right now. You are literally about to live out your vision. And while I want you to have that next goal and to work towards that one thing, we are so quick to forget that we have accomplished what we've set out for on so many other levels. And so while we want to maintain that balance of working towards what's next, I also want you to be really careful about reminding yourself of how far you've come and being so proud of yourself for doing that. So just take a minute and reflect. I want you to think about where you are now and what your next goal is. We all probably have some idea of what that next level is that we want to accomplish. But now I just want you to rewind a little bit. What did you from 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago hope to accomplish? My guess is you've probably done a lot of those things. You probably moved on pretty quickly from them. Most of us don't even stop to celebrate with like a nice dinner or some ice cream or just something to signify the wins that we've had in our lives. Remember, we are goal-seeking beings. As humans, we are goal-seeking beings, which means we derive a lot of fulfillment from seeking goals. Now, this is awesome because it keeps us motivated in the process. But the negative part of this is that when we actually accomplish those goals, it doesn't feel as good as we think it's going to. But let's change that. I want you to recognize this accomplishment and feel good about it for a minute before you move on. And revisit that. When you're feeling stuck and frustrated about that next level, rewind a little bit and remind yourself how far you've come. I know that sounds a little cheesy, but it's really important. Remember, why are we doing this? Why are we working towards goals? What are we even after if it's not to enjoy our lives along the way? So be proud of yourselves. Enjoy it along the way. And it's okay that it takes being a little bit intentional about forcing yourself to rewind a bit to enjoy it and recognize and be proud of yourself for it.